Okay, what I need you to do is turn to the person next to you, please. I want you to read the waltz to them. I want you to take out the teacher language. So what does it actually mean? What can you be expecting to do in this lesson? Give you 30 seconds and we're going to get your answers back on the board. Go.
So basically, it's the language, like, use the proper, to use that language. It's the language, like, a present tense, logical connective.
So what do we mean by language? I know it's going to be in English, that's the first thing. So what else is it going to be?
Like the vocabulary.
Give me some examples of that, please.
Like amazing.
What is that? That is what type of, what is that, persuasive or exaggerative? How about you, Ethan? Good. What do you mean by connectives? Don't panic, I'll come back to you in a minute. Don't worry. Maybe you can have that conversation for 5 seconds now.
Actually making the...
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing there, isn't it? Yeah.
So basically planning it out.
To structure. To put it in, and then to actually, instead of act it, read it.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Year 6, amazing. How do I know you're ready to learn? That's it. Brilliant for looking this way. This is in teacher language, really boring. Who can make it more clear for me, please? Jordan, thank you.
To use the words of a way of doing it of a radio advert.
So you know that language is talking about the words we're going to use. Brilliant, great start. Who can give Jordan a bit of a hand there?
Like logical connectives, persuasive, right, and adverbs.
Fantastic. Okay, let's just stop there. And what do I mean by structure? What do I mean by the structure of a radio advert, please? We went to a girl, let's go to a boy. Tom.
Like how you set it out.
Fantastic. So are you expecting with a radio advert, Tom, to see it in paragraphs, or might you be expecting to find something else?
Like the words like furthermore.
Do you think that's structure or is that back to language? What do you think?
Language.
Yeah, so let's just pass it on for a minute. Okay, let me just, guys, come out from here, please. No, George. What do we mean by structure?
Not paragraphs, but the way you set it out and stuff.
Amazing, well done, thank you. That's exactly what we're going to be looking for in this lesson. Now let's look at our WILFs. You're going to be recognising, as you said already, the use of logical connectives, and we're going to drill into that in just a minute. The structure, Tom, we're going to make sure how it looks. Remember, that's not the words, it's how it looks. And then thirdly, this is what you're going to have today. You're going to know you need to describe, persuade and exaggerate to sell this idea to people, don't you? Just before we go any further, let's remind ourselves about what we are advertising today. Okay, as I said to you, congratulations, you've all just been appointed as advertising executives for my brand new invention. I said this is it, it's going to make me get my hair cut, it's going to give me enough money to leave teaching forever. You have invented the world's first ever hoverbike. What we're asking you to do is to create a radio advert today to do that. So what we're going to do now is very quickly give you 2 minutes to read through the sheets that you've got in front of you, these colourful ones. I want you to read through the pink one here to remind yourselves about the language features. And then I want to remind yourselves about the tricks of the trade. I'm going to give you 30 seconds while I set the next slide up, please. You are able to talk across your tables.
Pink one, the present tense, logical connection, like however, therefore, so, but, if, secondly, firstly, moreover, consequently, because.
Which is, where do you think the language features might be on here? Excellent. Can you read them to me? What tense do we use, please?
However.
No, what tense do we use, please? Excellent. Keep going.
However, therefore, so, but, if, also, furthermore, moreover, consequently, and because.
Excellent. There's something called logical connectives, right? And you know normal connectives join two sentences? These do exactly the same, but they help us to explain why we should do something, so persuade someone, yeah? So we're going to concentrate today on using as many of these as we can, and you're going to work with me at the front to make sure you do. Brilliant. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you for looking at me. How do I know when you're ready, Stephen? Thank you very much. So brilliant. I asked you to talk about the language features. Who can give me any of them, please? For example, what tense will we be writing in, or will we be speaking in? Natalie.
Present tense means talking now.
Well done, that's absolutely brilliant. Present tense, talking now, excellent. What kind of connectors are we going to be using? Girl, boy, please, Owen.
Oh, logical connectives.
Logical connectives. Who can tell me for a token what the logical connectives do? Oh, turn to the person next to you, see if they can help you, and then get your hand up. 3, 2, 1. Who can tell me what a logical connective will do? I'll even bribe you with a token. Kane, go on.
They join sentences.
Amazing. What colour are you?
Yellow.
Yellow. Last one in the pot. Well done. Okay. Excellent. Logical connectives. Any other language features that we think we need to include? Yes, please, Jordan.
An opening statement.
An opening statement. Fantastic. So telling you what you're going to be selling, introducing your object, yeah? Brilliant. Is there a specific type of question we should be thinking about using in a persuasive text? Ethan?
A rhetorical question.
Good. Who's got an example of a rhetorical question? George?
What would you rather do? Work or play?
Fantastic, George. Well, I'll get you a token in just a minute. That's absolutely brilliant. Okay. In your table groups, I'm going to give you 1 minute. You've got some of this information on your table. You may know other examples. I want you to think about all the different ways that we could present a persuasive text, and what different ways could we choose to present that. As I say, you've got a minute. Go.
A poster, a newspaper or magazine article, a radio jingle, a video recording, a oral presentation, and advertisement. Know what we need to do.
Or a checklist. Have I used an opening statement of the case, the present tense, logical connectives, techniques to attract and engage, evidence and examples, persuasive language, powerful reasons and benefits,
And closing statements to reinforce.
3, 2, 1. Thank you for looking this way. Thank you, Jordan. That's absolutely brilliant. Talis, well done again. Who can tell me, the different ways we present, or we could present as persuasive text? Kira, give me one.
A poster.
Who can give me another one, please? A boy this time. Rui.
A leaflet.
A leaflet. Excellent. A lady, please. Willow, have you got any ideas on how it could be presented?
A newspaper or magazine.
Newspaper or magazine works nicely. A boy, please.
a radio jingle,
A radio jingle. Amazing. Chloe P.
An oral presentation.
Brilliant. I asked Owen why are there so many different ways of doing it? Why are they making it difficult for me to remember this? Owen, what was your answer?
Because some ways suit what we're doing sometimes, but others don't.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes we need to shine a light on one certain type, don't we? And today we're concentrating on our radio jingles. Right. We spoke in another lessons about how we create our persuasive phrases. Does anybody remember the 3 words that I taught you? It starts with one thing, then goes on to another one, then goes on to another one. Does anybody remember? It's not a problem if you don't. Jordan, impress me.
Isn't it descriptive language?
It is using descriptive language. Not a problem. Let me go through it again. It is describe, persuade, and exaggerate. So what I want you to do, and the person you're sitting next to now, you have your ideas for your hover bike already in your thinking books. What I need you to do is just, wait 1 second please, just to tell the person next to you a fact about your hover bike. So a statement. So my hover bike is made out of the most beautiful gold in all of the world. I use a logical connective. So that it looks as awesome as it feels to fly. And then my third bit is exaggeration. This makes me look the coolest kid in the... Exactly, great exaggeration. I want you to do one of those statements to the person sitting next to you. When you've done that, let's get off your bottoms, let's get on your feet and go and find somebody else. Listen to theirs and then let them tell you yours. Once you've done that, tell another person, please. You should come back with 4 different phrases about a hover bike. You've got 4 minutes. Go.
mine runs on Gone Off Sweets. It has 2 seats. It comes thick, comfy roof. And it has an MP3, a phone, and a computer.
Brilliant. Stevie, yours. What's your bike going to look like? One thing about your bike. So people can see how amazing it looks. Brilliant how it shines. And where's your exaggeration? What will this do? Will everyone in the world be jealous, or will it be the most fantastic thing anyone has ever seen? What could it be? Great idea.
I was going to say fantastic.
Well, you, good girl. Look, fantastic.
3, 2,
Brilliant. Well done, guys.
Off your feet, please. Go and find someone on another table. Tell them your persuasive phrase. Listen to theirs. 2 minutes, up and move, including you guys. Up and find someone else. Come on, quickly, quickly. Tom, so give me your fact first of all about your bike. What is it?
It's eco-friendly.
So it runs on cheaters. So it is eco. And where's your exaggeration at the end? It makes it the most eco-friendly bike in the world. Brilliant. Stephen, what was your one that you had about the way your hover bike looked? Logical connective. So, what does that mean? It's got golden plate, so it looks. And where's the exaggeration at the end? It's brilliant. You see the words we're using there? We're really trying to sell it, aren't we? Fantastic. Go and find somebody else.
I've got, runs on water so it don't damage the environment.
Love it.
The top speed 750 miles per hour.
Okay, stop me there. Top speed is 750 miles an hour. How can you make that sentence even more persuasive? Instead of saying top speed, make it even better. How?
The massive top speeds.
Yeah, really good. Massive top speed. Excellent, really good.
Okay, and last group, please. One more time, change. Make sure someone else has heard. Talk to me.
Changes colour when you go at a certain speed so you can look cool.
And where's your exaggeration? You won't just look cool. You'll
Look really cool.
give me a better description. Not just really cool, doesn't work.
The coolest person in the world.
Get better. Coolest person where? Really.
Universe.
Good boy. It's all about selling it, isn't it? Sometimes it's about really going over the top as well, yeah? Good boy. Like if I said that Brentford are the best football team in the world. Exactly. Away you go. 4, 3, year 6, 2, 1. Thank you. If you're working with me at the front, just come and put your bums down on the blue for me here. If you're not, just sit down. Thank you, Talis. Brilliant. I heard some really interesting things. Sorry, I'll just wait for all the clunking and the junking to stop. You right in the corner, Chloe? Yeah, it's been a long week, hasn't it? Okay, I heard some things I really liked. I heard some things I wasn't so sure about, and we had to make better at the end, didn't we? Rui, do you mind if I talk about yours? Can you read your one out for me that we spoke about?
Changes colour when you go at a certain speed so you can be the coolest person in the world.
Anybody hear that logical connective in the middle? Who could hear what it was? Jade.
So,
Fantastic. You've linked those two sentences really well. Can you say it one more time for me?
Changes colour when you go at a certain speed so you can be the coolest person in the world.
Where's the exaggeration? What's he going to say? He's trying to sell it to people. You're not just going to be all right. You're not just going to be, meh, you'll do. Tell me instead, Cleo, what are you going to be if you drive Rui's bike?
Coolest kid in the world.
Yeah, exactly. You're really going over the top. We're really selling it to people, aren't we? Brilliant answer. Thank you very much. What I want us to think about, as well as those ideas of language, are the number of adjectives we're whacking in a sentence. So people have gone, oh, Mr. Moore, it's shiny. Mr. Moore, it's gold. Well, that's all right. How many adjectives can we use to describe things at a time and really make our work that little bit better? George?
you could have like, come and buy this amazing hover bike. It's the most shiniest in the world, going for a certain amount of money.
You could do, you're right, but you've only used one adjective there. How many really do we want us to try and be using to get to that next level of our learning? Kira?
Well, you can use as many as like you want, but you can use a limited amount. But
How many would you look to use? How many would you use?
I would use 2.
Good answer. Okay, let's try and get 2 adjectives in there to really describe how we're doing it. I'm happy with the logical connectives. The persuasion, this is the last thing. You're making someone do something that they don't want to do. At the moment, I don't want to buy a hover bike, okay? I'm quite old, I'm quite boring, I'm also quite poor, as you know, okay? You're going to have to be really good to make me buy it. £400 is a lot of money. But if the way you're making it sound, if I'm going to be the best guy in the world, I'm going to buy that because that's what I'm like. If it's going to make me look super cool and awesome, I'm going to get that bike. But I'm going to need you to persuade me, aren't I, guys? I'm going to need you to really tell me how my life is going to change. Because it better do if I'm spending £400 on it. Okay, what I'm going to ask you to do on each of your tables, you've got a planning sheet just here. Okay. At the top, you've got your slogan, okay? Next one down, you have your features of your hover bike, which is you know already. You've just described those to me in detail. So what it is, if it's got a gold seat, Chloe, I keep coming back to your goose feathered bottom cushion or whatever it was, okay? It sounds amazing, but you need to explain that in here. The third box talks about those powerful persuasive phrases. So the third box uses the second box, doesn't it? It looks at what you've got and it adds in those phrases, those description. Fact, persuade, exaggerate, yeah? Those go in here. This box, which celebrity are you going to get to endorse yours? Do you remember who I got to endorse mine? Who did I get to do the voiceover? Tom.
Dermot O'Leary.
Do you mind why? Do you remember why I told you?
Because your wife fancies her.
That's exactly right. My wife fancies Dermot O'Leary, so I'm afraid he had to be on my advert. That's the rules. Well done. But think about who you're going to use. Think about if you're going to use a celebrity, why are you going to use those? We spoke about maybe using people from Top Gear, maybe using people from Formula One, didn't we? You might not want to use people like Jedward for this. I don't know if it's appropriate. Box is here for rhetorical questions. We had a discussion, didn't we, Owen, about whether they should be at the beginning or the end. That's completely up to your decision at the moment. And the final one talks about your stage directions. Remember we spoke about the structure, Rui, and we spoke about how the people are going to be talking, what noises they're going to hear, what setting is it going to be. That's where you can consider these kind of ideas. 4 at the front, because you weren't here this morning, you were doing your cycling efficiency. You can work with me here, all right? We'll do a group one, not a problem. This is a talking lesson. I'm not trying to catch you out. On each of your tables, guys, I can't make this clear enough to you. Oh. You've got your logical connectives, okay? Please, don't be afraid to use them. Take risks. This is the time to do it. This really is, okay? You've got these tools now, use them. On each of your tables, you've got an example of an advert. This is the time to use that. Use these ideas, borrow, beg and steal from it, okay? You should also have your word mats, your colourful genre leaflets, which I've given you. They've got the tricks of the trade on, please. Guys, those secrets are not hidden. Use them. I've been talking for long enough. I'm going to stop you in 20 minutes, okay? That's all you're going to need to plan, 20 minutes. You may talk to the person next to you, but please try and be on task as much as you can. When you're finishing this, you're going to work with your response partner, so it's another chance to talk. So 20 minutes, as quiet as we can. If you need to talk and check, Jordan, we can do it. After that, another chance to chat, okay? Away you go, please. Okay, my bad. Sorry, guys. Completely my fault. Let's go through these wolves again. You're going to show, to be successful in this lesson, completely my fault, you're going to need to use logical connectives. Guys, they're on your tables. You're going to know the structure of a radio advert, so the ideas of stage directions, the ideas of giving information to the reader. If you're going to use a, what is it I used at the beginning of mine? Who can remind me?
An opening statement.
Amazing. If you're going to do that, Talis, are you going to use a narrator? Are you going to have it in a jingle? Are you going to have some music playing? Okay, however you do it, you'll need to include that in your plan, won't you? And are you going to recognise the idea of describe, persuade and exaggerate? Guys, that bit is firmly in here. It's a 3-part trick to get into level 5 and I know you can all do it. What is the fact about your bike? Use of connective. So, what does this mean? And then completely big it up, exaggerate it. Your life will never be the same. It's out of this world. It will change your life for good skills. Away we go.
Don't like have a hover bike.
Brilliant. Don't like get a hover bike.
That's
That'll do. Brilliant.
What's going to go into this box here, please? What's going to go into this box here?
The phrases that you're going to describe it by, like
Fantastic.
astonishing,
Good. And you're going to not just have the words, you're going to have them in...
Sentences.
Did you swallow a thesaurus? That's amazing. Keep going.
Outstanding.
I think it is. Keep it up. Those are the kind of words we need to sell to people, don't we? Down here, which celebrity you're going to use? So, no Jedward, please, guys.
Don't know any motorbike people.
Fine. Well, you can just put a famous motorcyclist. You could use and dress somebody up in a motorcycle costume, couldn't you? Brilliant. Don't waste time on that. Rhetorical questions. What's a rhetorical question?
Like, are you certain?
Brilliant. Let's get cracking then, can we? I'm going to come back in about 10 minutes, guys, if you need a hand, all right?
We can make a rhyming one. So what words rhyme with bike?
I know hike.
Yeah, let's try not to use hike because that's being stealing from Jordan. Like, okay, so how can we put that into a sentence? How can we use the word bike and like? Because I think those two words really well.
Bike. You like this whole bike.
Say that again.
That's all right.
Your
Just got a bit of
name's
advice for you.
Mike. If your name's Mike, you like this hoverbike.
That's really good. But then that's only advertising to people with the name Mike, isn't it? We don't just want people named Mike to buy our hoverbike, do we?
Can we stop what we're doing, guys, please? I'm having one of my moments. Tamira, love her heart, has told me that she's got a big storage space. Are we happy with that word? No. What word aren't we happy with? Thank you very much. Let's get rid of that word big. So fantastic. Pass it around the class. What else can we have, please? Instead of big, we've got fantastic. Who can beat it, please? Ethan.
Amazing.
Amazing. Well done. A girl, please. Cleo over.
Magnificent.
Magnificent. Brilliant. Let's jump it back to a boy, please. Zach Bradford. Phenomenal.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Doesn't that sound a little bit better than big? I'd rather buy something that was fantastic, something that was amazing, something that was outstanding than something that was big. Let's get going. Wicked. Well done, the rest of you. Girls, well done. Talk to me about your features.
You can get it in any colour you like.
Good.
Got liver gold handbars.
Why are they going to be important? How are you going to persuade me to use that? It has leather golden handlebars, so?
So you look stylish and they'll be very comfy when you're
What am I going to have a problem with there? You'll look very comfy. What word am I going to have the ump with?
very
Change that word very. Get rid of that. That's year 4.
sensationally.
Good boy. Right, tell me about your book. Tell me about your bike. Features. It has a splendid...
Oven, deep pack fryer, cutlery storage.
You hungry by any chance, mate?
No.
It's no problem. Okay, so how are you going to sell this to people? So what does that do? So it's got all of this. So what? Bothered?
So you don't have to stop at a restaurant on the way.
So you will save money and never be...
Poor.
Well, not baby, but what when you have, if you've got a deep fat fryer, an oven...
Never be hungry.
Yeah, you see how you've got to really explain it to people. You've got to really draw it out. Imagine that they've just landed on a playground and don't know what's going on. Alright? Good boy. You've had 5 minutes. I wonder how many people have got things down. Now try and put those in sentence. You're right, but those are just words. I haven't had any phrases there. Outstanding. Tell me, write it down. It's your plan. Where's the explanation of why you've got jelly beans in there? That's the exaggeration. Where's the telling me about why you've really got it, or haven't you got it in there yet? Do you want to do a little line and put it in there? Good girl, well done. And well done for being so honest. 3, 2, 1. Thank you for looking this way. Thank you for stopping and listening. Rui, I'm not going to be offended. Tell me. Say it again.
All these connectors are a bit boring. They don't go into what I'm writing about.
What can you do? The words I've given at the moment you're not happy with. What could you do?
Find some more.
Good. How would you do that?
Dictionary.
Or?
Thesaurus.
Go for it. Okay? Just because I've put some examples down, that doesn't mean they're the only ones. They're there to help you. I'm not doing it for you, Rui. But I'm really glad you picked up on that, all right? I'll try and stop being boring. All right, away you go.
Thesaurus. I'm going to get one of these ones. Dictionary.
Remember we were talking about alliteration? Do you remember that? What does that mean? Yeah? What is it?
Using 2 words that are exactly
Good.
the same.
I'm going to set you a challenge. I want 2 adjectives and I want you to try and use alliteration to really emphasise those. So for an iPad 2, fantastic, free, iPad 2, that's mine, you're not having it. Okay? Chloe, that's how we boost you to that next level now, honey. Okay? And Chloe, for you, 5 minutes, no talking. Go. How many persuasive phrases have we got?
I've got 2.
Okay.
I've got it comes in any colour, it can fit family of 6. And then I've got one, it has an amazing storage space, doesn't cost much to buy, it only costs £35 to buy.
Okay. Have you used any exaggeration there yet? It'll make you the most important person in the world. Your friends will be jealous of you. Everyone will want to be your friend. Those are the kind of phrases we need. And we can think of them as a group, can't we, and share them. But it's that exaggeration, you know. Don't miss out. You don't want to be the only one that hasn't got one. Is that one? I wonder. Okay, back in a minute. I'm going to give you 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes is all we want from you, please. Remember, logical connective, structure, an idea of prescribe, persuade and exaggerate. Tell me, what are you struggling with? Tell me, we'll talk about it.
Adjectives, but really well done on that.
You're whispering at me. Go on.
I've done the
exaggeration bit.
Yeah.
But I can't think of the other bit.
What other bit do you mean? The persuade. So why does it need to be comfy? Why? Think about it. Am I going to buy a bike that's going to make me really ache when I ride on it? Well, I might do if I'm daft, but I'm not. It's okay. So think about how you might get that in. Why is looking stylish going to be important to people? Now you're a girl, so you'll know more about this than me. Why people want to look stylish?
It'll be more popular.
Thank you. So you do know. Let's have a look at your next one. Why are the handlebars and any colour important? Is that again linked to the fashion and the style?
Yeah.
Perhaps that two together, then, isn't it? What does it say? A chocolate with marshmallow sticks on. So you'll never go hungry. That is exactly it. And people, if you've got lots of chocolate and marshmallows, are you going to have loads of friends or none at all? Well done.
Like, does even though, would that be the best?
No.
Why?
Because that means it's a bad thing.
Good. Also, so buy our amazing colourful hover bike. Also,
It costs, it's dirt cheap and it costs £200. No, £200.
brilliant. Also, it's only, how much are we going to pay?
£200.
£200.
And stop what you're doing, please. How do I know when you're ready? Guys, if I can just move and try not to kick you in the face. Fantastic. How do I know when you're ready to listen? I do I? Brilliant. I've given you long enough. You've had your 20 minutes, nearly. I'm going to be horrible and cut you off 4 minutes early. I call these marking ladders, okay? You're going to mark your own work. Down the left-hand side here, you put a tick if you think you've achieved this part of the feature. Then I want you to get up and find someone you haven't spoken to today. I want you to them to read your plan. If they think you've done each of these, they can tick them in the box there. Does that make sense? If you haven't got lots of ticks in here, what should that start making you think, Rory?
That you haven't put them in your work.
That you haven't. So, and then what do we do? Do we sit there and complain about it and have a cry for 5 minutes?
You try and put them somewhere.
Fantastic, well done. Okay, these are really powerful, guys. These tell you the answers and they'll show you whether you have or have not included them in your work. Maybe you think you have, Cleo, but maybe your partner, who might be Jordan, might think that you haven't, yeah? Don't argue about it. If someone thinks you haven't, you obviously haven't made it clear enough. George?
Or you can just like, say you already have got one, you can make it better and add another one.
Of course you can, well done, great attitude. I only want to be doing this for 5 minutes because the next 10 minutes, I want you to be then up-levelling and improving your plan, okay? Please do not panic about spelling. This is a plan, it's a draft, we will improve it. Let's be ambitious with our words and have a real go, shall we? Stephen, you know I'm getting old, can you hand those out, please? Rest of us? Let's go cracking. Right, so Jordan, what are you doing now? Tell me. What are you doing? Be honest if you don't know, it's not a problem. You weren't listening. Were you listening the best you could? George? Yeah, that's why you can read, all right. I need you to read this through. Read this through. Read this through. Here, if you think you've done what it says here, just put a tick. Once you've read yours through properly, is there any that you haven't ticked? They need to go in, don't they? Once you've done that, go and find someone that's sitting on a different table, mate, on a different table altogether, and get them to read it, and they'll do the same thing, all right? Once you've done that, do we sit in the corner of the room and think we finished? No, what do we do then? No. Once we do that, if there are lots of gaps, what do you then have to do? So guys, you should be reading through your work now and beginning to mark it. Tell us you're doing the right thing there. Well done for reading through and starting to tick these, yeah? Have you written in the present tense? So the bike is, or my bike has, it is the most amazing thing in the world. Is it written in the present tense? If it is, what do you do? Willow, come back to earth. Second box, honey. Okay? Have you used persuasive language to engage the reader? So have you explained to them? If you think you have, tick it. Can you work through that on your own now, please? Any things you haven't done, what do we then need to do? The next steps. We need to... So at the moment we haven't... Good girl. So what haven't we got at the moment? We just agreed.
I don't get this
Okay.
one.
Ouch. I used...
I don't get adjectives.
Okay, that's all right. Let me get... Okay. So, adjective. What does an adjective do? Do you remember? Describes a... Noun. All right. So have you said your amazing storage space? Okay. You've got one. Can we get a couple together? So bright, shiny metal, or whatever it would be like that. Yeah. Willow, have you got your ideas about adjectives in there? Good. Let's start working through and ticking ours off. If we haven't got them, that's how we improve.
Igor, let's just read this. Has he introduced the idea to the listener using a narrator or slogan? Happy, happy world of Hover. That's his slogan. So can we take that? Yeah, it is a bit actually, so we can tick that. Well done.
Daddy, not yours.
Has he written in the present tense? It goes to a massive top speed of 100 and blah blah blah. Knows where you are.
Yeah.
It is at,
No.
what does that say? A phenomenal price. Wow. You're going to use a sting. That's excellent.
Yeah.
So, can we tick that?
Yeah.
Natalie says yes.
Wait, is that a racing driver?
I know, I like the sting. Have you used persuasive language to engage the reader? Let's see. Is that a phenomenal price?
Yeah.
It knows where you are. It's beautiful.
Massive.
Massive, brilliant. So I'd say you have. Are we starting to want to buy George's hot bike?
Yes.
Good. That's a good thing.
Right, okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you for looking this way, Tamira. Natalie, thank you for listening. Thank you for putting the pen down. Are we all listening? Owen. Anytime you're ready, big guy. Some people are saying, oh, Mr. Moore, I've done it in notes. It isn't quite... It is a plan. It can be in notes, can't it, Tom? But what you've just done is brilliant. Is then what have you done?
Sentence.
Do you mind sharing that with us? Is that all right?
I had an outstanding 1,000 miles per hour and I put a logical connective in and it's an outstanding 1,000 miles per hour. Consequently, you'll be there in half the time.
Good boy. One of our Wills, isn't it? What have you just done to your work? Tell me. Good boy. Proud of you. Well done. Tom's just shown you how to make your work better. If you're honest, and Rui did it as well, to be fair, realise that you hadn't done it quite right. This is the time to change it, isn't it? Stop there. It's been sitting down for 25 minutes. Go and talk to someone you haven't spoken to today. Let them read, Chloe P. Let them read your work. Share them. Let them mark your work. Accept the criticism, honey. And then if there's any gaps, what do we do for that last 5 minutes? Up-level it. Go. So, Jordan, you said here you've spoken about using a slogan. Where is your slogan?
Don't quite get a hover bite.
And you've used what? One of our persuasive techniques. What have you used?
Rhyming.
Which is, mate, what 2 words rhyme there?
Hike and bike.
Good boy. Present tense, I agree. Where's your persuasive language? Show me your persuasive language. Remember, it's going to cost me 400 quid and I haven't got any money. Make me spend it.
It had the pyramid
Yep.
feathered seat with that,
Which means?
that you can have a splendid seating position.
Right, okay. So I'm going to be comfy, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it worth 400 quid?
No, not really.
So do we think that's a fair tick or not? Or is that a Jordan tick? Good drills. Well, so I'm sitting on this beautiful comfy seat, mate. What else am I going to see around me? You spoke to me a couple of days ago about having an iPad in there and about having something else in there. What did you talk to me about? And here it's not here. Do you reckon if I come back in a minute and a half, there'll be another persuasive sentence there?
Yes.
And remember, it can be as mad and as blue sky as you think, yeah? Good boy. Crouch it. You've got, it is a phenomenal price, you're right, okay? Is that the first thing I want to know? Because I want to buy this, George, and you're putting me off already.
Well,
It's beautiful, you're right, it's beautiful. What about it is beautiful? Be exact.
Well,
The handlebars?
colours.
Right, so, it is a, what colour is it? It is a beautiful colour.
You get to choose what colour.
So, you can choose which
Beautiful colour you like.
logical connective, please, where are they? Guys, where are those logical connectives being hidden? Should we blame Rui?
Yes.
Okay, carry on. Well, we can blame Rui, they're under his work, look. So, sentence you wrote, please.
You can choose.
2 minutes left, please, guys. If there are gaps in your work, what do you do to solve it? Back in a minute, Maya. Thank you. Thank you. Right. What's that posh word for those logical what are we using today?
Connected.
Good boy. Which one are you going to choose?
Subsequently.
You can choose the most beautiful colour. Subsequently, what? You will look incredibly...
Cool.
Make that better, because you look incredibly cool anyway, George. You'll be the coolest kid.
In the universe.
Let's get cracking, shall we? I'm going to go away and come back in a minute. If I leave these here, I wonder if you can come back with the next one as well. So what about it is massive? Is it the storage space? Is it the telly on the front of it? Or what is it? Okay, and use. That's, please. Chloe P, show me yours, honey. All right, okay. So it's this bit here you're not sure about, the statistics. What do we mean by a statistic?
Facts and figures.
Make one up. How many people out of 10 love your hover bike? There we go. Give me that somewhere, all right? What percentage of people are going to be impressed by your work? Chloe? Brilliant. 1. Thank you for sitting down. Doesn't matter where you are. There's perfect. Chloe, show me how I know you're listening, hun. Amazing. Well done. Jade, is that pencil dancing? Well done. We've got our criteria there. Here are our Wilfs. Put your hand up in the air if you've used a logical connective today, please. Okay, Chloe, which one have you used?
Consequently.
Amazing, well done. Who's used a different one, please? A boy this time. Owen, which one have you used?
So.
So, it's an easy one. Well done. Does anybody, another girl, please want to talk about one? Molly. Or actually, is that something you need to do to improve your work?
Need to improve my work.
Okay, that's one thing. It's not a problem. You know how to improve it now. Stephen.
Because.
Excellent. What we're going to work on, thank you for putting your hand down, Jordan. This next one is difficult. Some people have started, I know George and I had a conversation, didn't we? George, how have you shown that you understand the structure of a radio advert, Georgie?
Was it when we sat down there and chose the thingy, the connective?
No, think about, we spoke about something in brackets, mate.
Oh, the way people speak.
Good boy, so tell me what we spoke about.
I said, say Bob said like a certain thing in an excited voice.
Good boy, so it's using those stage directions, yeah? Is this going to be set out in paragraphs, guys, or are we going to set it out a slightly different way? Are we going to set it out in paragraphs, or are we going to set it out in a different way? How has it been set out before? It is. You're right. Well done, Tamir. I'm sorry for putting you on the spot, honey. Okay. This point here is difficult. Kids struggle with it at secondary school. I've taught secondary school lessons where they're going to me, I don't understand what you mean. Describe, tell us what it looks like. Persuade, if using a logical connective. So, because, moreover, however. And then exaggerate it. Your life will never be the same again. Everything will change. Because remember, if I'm spending money, I need to know that my life's going to be better off for it, don't I, guys? What I need you to do is to double check, please, your marking ladder. So that last piece of work we had. There are going to be gaps. Ethan, thank you for listening to me, pal. How do I know you're listening? I'm waiting. Thank you. Good boy. I want you to make sure that if there are gaps, you know what they are. I want you to have your writing and your marking ladder together, please, and I want those in the middle of your desks. And when you finish that, I want you to turn around and I want you to read your reading book for 5 minutes, and we'll open the door so that we stop boiling our bottoms off in here. How about that? Guys, thank you very much.